What's up, guys? So today's session we're gonna be in the live markets, and I want to show you everything I was talking about on the whiteboard. Okay, so as you can see that we have a level over here, we have a level over here, right? The reason why this inverted hammer did not work is if you actually see there is a gap, there is a gap. If it closed exactly on the level, we would have taken an up trade, but because of this gap. Because of this small gap, we cannot take the trade for an up direction. So we cannot trade over there. We cannot trade over here. This is a no zone, okay? And with that, we later got a breakout, and then we had a spinning top. If we saw the spinning top and we asked ourselves, hey, there is no level over here, right? So this means this is going to act as a continuation trend. If you watched my previous video, you would know that if there is no level and you saw a continuation reversal candlestick, you can take this as a continuation candle. You can take this as a continuation candle because there is no level over here, right? And then we also got another spinning top over here. So you also know that you can take this one as continuation trend. But I wouldn't advise taking this one because of this gap down over here. So there's a theory called gap up and gap down. Okay. So for example, the candle opens from here, goes all the way down, right? And the next candle, and we have a level over here. Okay, wait, just give me a second. And let's say we have a level over here. Okay. Let's say we have a level over here, right? And then we know that the next candle has to go up, right? We know that the next candle has to go up, but then the candle opened instead of opening from here and going up like this, it actually opens from above here a bit. It goes a bit down, it goes a bit up. In most cases, this will end as a red candle. It's vice versa for uptrend. If we have a candle opening from below, if we're starting from below, going all the way up, right? All the way up to this level, we're expecting the next candle to be a red candle, right? And then this candle opens from below here. In most cases, this candle will continue going up. It will continue going up unless if it had opened on the level. So this is very important to know gap up and gap down. I will do a separate video on this, but let me just show you about this, how to predict the next candle physiology tricks. Okay, so as we were saying, and I want you to also look at this one. Look at this. As you can see, there is no level. There is no level. This is a spinning top, right? And there is no level on the left side. So we could have taken this trade. We could have taken this trade and we could have won the trade. Okay, let's look for more examples. Okay, there's plenty of examples, guys. This is just too easy. This is just too easy, guys. Okay, it's too easy. Okay, here's a perfect example of a gap down, of a gap up. Okay, so as you can see, this hammer closed exactly on the level, exactly on the level, right? And we had a gap up, we had a gap down. This trade is so perfect, guys. This is a very perfect trade, and this trade had to go up like this, but it didn't. It didn't go up. Do you guys know why? Because there is no strategy that is 100% in trading. Every strategy will have its width and its lows. I'm transparent, so I will show you if the trade there is no strategy that you're gonna win every time, guys. This strategy is only 95% or 100. This is one of the best setups you can find, but these setups alone did not win. Okay, so we lost this trade. We would have lost this trade, right? And then we would have spotted this hanging man. Look at our left side and we see that, oh hey, there is no there is no level, and we could have taken this one, and we would have looked at our left side again, and we would have seen, oh hey, there is no level, and we could have taken a continuation trade. Okay, already we would have won more than 4 trades. Let's continue searching for more examples. Okay, I'd advise you to go with the market direction. So if I've added a moving average, a 20 moving average SMA. If you want to add this, you can just go to indicators, moving average, go by current, go by settings, and change this to 20. Make sure this is an SMA. You can style it to 2px in color yellow. Okay, and save it. So you would have a moving average that looks exactly like this. So if your candles are below the moving average, you can only sell. That means the market is downtrend. But if your candle is above the moving average, only buy. That means an uptrend. But if your candles are passing through the moving average, if the moving average is passing through your candles, that means it's a ranging market. This market is also beautiful for support and resistance trades. Like, look at this. This candle closes on the level, and the next candle we could buy, right? This candle here overlapped. It's overlapped on the level. That's why we couldn't sell. Okay. Here's another example. So we had an overlap over here. This is a hammer candle. We had an overlap over here. Although this candle won, although it won, right? You should not take a trade like this. You should not. I can show you a million example of trades like this that actually lose. Okay. Let's continue with examples. Okay, I'm just looking for more examples so I can show you guys how this actually works. Okay. Guys, I can show you 1,000 of examples on this. I can show you 1,000 of examples. So here's another spinning top over here, right? So this is a weak level, guys. This is a very weak level. It's also an overlap. There's a little overlap over here, right? And then this week is longer than this week, which means this is a weak. This is a weak. This is a weak level, right? So this is a weak. This is a very weak level here. Okay. And then we had a spinning top, and we can see that there is no other level. We just passed the previous level, and then we got a spinning top over here. So we could have taken the next trade as a green candle, and we could have won this trade. Okay. So far we lost one trade and won all the rest, which is pretty good. If you're doing a session of 5 5 5, the one I told you about, or you're doing a 10 10 10, but each session is 10 trades, 3 sessions a day. If you can win at least 6 or 7, you would be in profit, right? So let me show you more examples. You zoom out. So as you can see that the moving average is above the candles. So we're only looking for selling opportunities, right? We got this inverted hammer here, right? But guys, to actually, I wouldn't advise you to actually buy over here. As you can see, we have a gap. We have a gap down. It's a very small gap down. It's not so big, but I wouldn't advise you buy over there. Okay, look at this. Look at this. We have a hanging man over here. No level. We just passed the level. We just passed this level over here. Second. So we just passed this level over here. Wait. So we just passed this level over here, right? And then we got a hanging man, so we could have taken the next one, right? So for most support and resistance traders, they would ask, why did this not become a buy? Why did this not become a buy, guys? I told you, and I'm gonna tell you again. If the candle is below the 20 moving average, only sell. Do not buy. You will lose. No matter how perfect the setup is, you will lose. Okay, you will lose. So this is a downtrend. As you can see, this is a perfect downtrend. Okay, why would you want to go against it? Okay, so let's look for more examples. Okay, guys, this they don't work. These patterns they don't work in sideways markets. So this is a sideways market full of dojis, and dojis indicate indecision in the market. So as you can see, it is a sideways market. The market is not going up, nor is it going down, right? So just a sideways market. So we don't wanna. So we saw this. We saw a doji, and we saw another doji. Yes, if we took this trade, we would have won, right? But if we took the next trade as red candle, we would have lost the trade because it's a sideways market, and we don't trade in sideways markets, right? Let's look for more examples. Look at this. We got a hammer or a hanging man, you can call it. There is no level here. There is no level. If we took the continuation trade, we would have won this. Another example over here. We got a spinning top. There is no level. If we took a continuation trade, we would have won this. Now you guys are probably wondering why this candle became a red candle. But if you actually if you actually put this trend line over here and you go back, you have this overlap. You have this overlap in this candle. So basically, if you have a candle and if you have another candle over here, and then this overlap becomes a level. This overlap here becomes a level. So overlaps also create strong levels. Okay, as you can see, you see this overlap here. You see it's closed. This red candle closed all this envelope, this overlap. The next candle became a green candle. If you guys want me to explain more about overlap levels, round number levels, trend line levels, dynamic levels, you guys just say that in the description. I'll create a separate videos on only all the types of levels you can find in the market. Okay, so that's it for today's session, guys. I've shown you all the examples you needed to see in the live markets on how we actually use continuation and reversal candles.